So we want you to do this with your team, as well as your director teams if they're not here, all right? Because this is very telling. First of all, they hear all different reasons why people start. And that's, again, psychologically, that's really important for everyone to know. The reason may be different than yours, okay? So it's good to hear all those different reasons why people start. But now I want you to do something quick, easy, and fast. I want you to tell me why you started in one sentence, why you love it in one sentence, and why you stay in one sentence. Boom, boom, boom.
So why you started, what you love about it, and why you stay.
Yes.
I started to pay for shin guards for 4 kids. I love it because it enabled me to do that without being away for 40 hours a week. And I stay in it to pay for that brand new Mercedes outside. That's for me.
Okay.
Nice.
Now, didn't that sound different than what she said before? Okay. That's what you need to say at your show. Go.
Okay, it's why I started, right?
Why you started?
What you love. Why you started, what you love. and Why you
Okay, so I started just for some extra money alongside my full-time job.
I love it.
Why I love it for many reasons. I love the
The
flexibility.
most important,
The most important, I love the income.
the income.
Okay,
And you could say the income and flexibility.
income and
Okay.
flexibility,
All right.
and why I stay for the same reason. Is that right? Is that good?
Yeah, it's fine.
That's good.
Okay.
But
There's-
I would
oh,
add something to
bad.
it. I would say, no, it's bad. No, I would say, today I stay for financial security for my future, for retirement, for college, for give people a reason beyond that a lot of times we start for gym shoes and we stay for college.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Or
Stay
we
to be
stay
able
for
to
retirement.
Pay for my son's college.
Yes.
Or
Now,
to-
yeah, or you could say, now this is my full-time job and it's providing college for my family. Okay, things like that.
Why I started before just leave the house. That was the only
Mhm.
reason. Why I love it. I love this. I forgot to mention before the trips.
Oh, yeah.
I love going away somewhere every single year and taking my husband, who flips out every time it's announced. He squealed when they announced Disneyland.
Wait till they hear it's Tahiti next year.
And why I stay to have something for myself, like not a car, but just something. This is my business. I saw someone yesterday. They said, "Oh," and I was introducing someone. They said, "You don't know Fran?" And I said, "No, we just met." She goes, "Oh, she's the Pampered Chef lady. She's all over Comac. She knows everybody." And I was like, "Oh, hi, how are you?" So I guess recognition too. You know, I'm
Yes.
staying for that.
And you could also say, I stayed because I found an entrepreneur inside. Okay, I found that I loved something that I could do alongside my family that built me. Okay,
I started because I just love to cook and I love the products.
okay.
I stayed because it changed my life as a person. I am like such a different person than I was a couple of years ago. I was such an introvert, and now I'm just like social and this and really better about myself.
She is. I see so much of a difference in you
Yeah.
from the first time I
Yeah.
met you.
And how many people need that?
Oh, a lot.
Yeah.
And I stayed because, you know what? I've worked for so many companies by myself. I ran businesses, plumbing businesses, and you know what? My hard work never paid off. Here, you know, I get everything that I work for, but I work for it. Trips. If I need extra money, there's ways to get it. Other companies, you can't get that from.
And she's a newbie, you know. She's one of the new ones.
So, you know, and I worked for a really, really nasty person, very cruel. And I stayed because I had to, you know, take care of my children. He was very abusive. So one day I was doing part-time Pampered Chef. I said, oh, this is going to be my start. And he talked to me really nasty, hands, time out in the face and everything else. Horrible. I got up and I said, you will never speak to me like that ever again. And I walked out the door and I just
Never went back.
and I just made my business take off, and it did.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Sharon.
I started so I could be that stay-at-home mom and make an income at the same time. What's the middle one?
I love why I want to love.
I love being able to help others, and I stay because it's the greatest feeling in the world knowing you could change people's lives.
Perfect.
I
Ryan.
started for the free. I joined for the free.
Uh-huh.
I love it for the friends,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm staying because I see what the future will bring for my family.
Beautiful. So you have 3 F's. So yours are easy. Free, friends.
Might have planned it that way.
Okay. I like Ryan.
I started for the free.
Uh-huh.
I love it because I was able to be with the kids through all their years and go to school and do whatever I had to do for them. And what was the last one?
I stay.
Oh, I stay because I can't imagine being happy or doing anything else.
Awesome.
I started to replace an income and the flexibility of being home with my kids. I stay because I love the camaraderie of this that I never get any other place that I've worked. And I stay because I see what the future can hold.
Awesome. Okay.
Money. Money. That's why I started. Money.
That's why you love it? Money. That's
Why
why you
you
stay?
Money. No, but
And you know what? You could say that.
yeah, but the
And how many
amazing people I've met.
Yes. And how many people in that room would hear money,
Money.
money?
Yeah.
Because it's the truth for you, and they would relate to that because everybody needs money.
I think you were going to say something else. So
sorry.
you started because of money.
Money. Yeah. Why
You
I
love
love it? Well, the money, of course, but I mean, because the people I've met, the friends. I go on Facebook and friends don't even say, "Hey, Ginger, what's up?" But my customers or people that I've
Pampered Chef family.
befriended,
Your Pampered
yeah.
Chef family.
Hey, how are you? How's Steve? Whatever, blah, blah. This is customs. Oh, by the way, I'm going to get you a party. Oh, great. You know, I don't have to ask anymore. They tell me they're getting. I was like, yes. And why I stay? I could never work like a real job, as they say. I can't go like to, well, I never could do an office. I'm too, in case anybody has never noticed. And I'm not going back to the fishing boat, that's for sure.
So you have a real reason to stay because you don't want to ever go back.
No, I can't.
You only want to go forward.
I don't think any of us ever want to go back. Like, you know, like
Work one day
right,
a
I think
week.
we all agree,
To listen to
especially for
someone else
those of
tell
us
us
that
what to do.
started, that you know maybe had the full. I mean, Ryan, I know you still work full time. Right? Are you the only one?
Yeah, but I'm union, so it's totally
Okay.
different.
Oh, okay.
Like I say that all the time. I could never go back to that 9 to 5 cubicle, you know, working for.
I
half of
remember
what I
it's kind of where I am. I lost my job in March, and my husband's like, "Come on, get a real job." I'm like, "Oh no, this is Pampered Chef thing is going to work out for us."
Well, and especially because at a certain point, like it doesn't happen at the beginning, but you break that glass ceiling. Had I stayed in my field, I would have been probably a director of a social service agency, hopefully, by now. And there would have been a ceiling as to what I would have earned. I would have been in a high-stress job. I would have been at the mercy of funding by the state, and they cut funding for social services all the time. So there, even though I would be working probably pseudo for the government or the state, I may or may not have any job security. It was a high-stress environment. Now with this, anybody who comes from any background, being a nurse, being a teacher, being, you know, you can name the profession, there is a cap as to what those people earn. And there's also a lot of, like, if you're really doing the numbers, what was the cost to commute? What was your cost for lunches every day? You know, and you add in, you know, dry cleaning and all the other stuff. What was really your take-home pay? And what was your quality of life doing that kind of stuff? And so there's the financial rewards, but I think the rewards that we get are like far out past the others. You know, the things like
The intangible.
the intangible. I still will never forget. My daughter left her purse on the living room floor when she was in high school. And I thought, ooh, this is a gold mine. Somebody else-
Let's see what she's got
I
going
was
on.
like, okay, what's in there? And there was a folded up note on the bottom. I was like, jackpot. You know? So like, you know, what's going on? Like, So
Again, the social worker brain, goes
well,
over
you know
that.
what? My kids, I would kiss them goodnight and say, I love you. And, I'm so glad God blessed me with you. You're just going to have to live with it. I'm so glad he gave me as, you're my child. And you're just going to have to live with the fact that I'm your mother. And, and so I read this note and I'm thinking, I'm going to find out some juicy gossip about her boyfriend or people. And instead it was her goals. She had her short-term goal to get straight A's. 6-month goal was to be accepted in all the colleges that she applied for. Her 5-year goals was to have a degree and be working in her career. And her 10-year goal was still to be friends with the people that she was friends with now.
I'm proud of you.
Really?
Honest to God, I started
That's
crying.
a true story.
And I thought to myself, she learned this from seeing me. Like, I never
You
said,
led by example.
she saw me like doing meetings in the house and what's your short term. I'm like, she got it. Like that's the kind of stuff you pass off to your kids.
Yeah,
They're
and it's
watching,
huge.
what they're watching, they
They're
can never
watching.
learn in a
Time.
And
classroom.
it shows mommy has to go to work tonight.
Yeah.
Like last night I ran around for 2 hours, soccer and tennis, came home, shoved 2 slices of pizza and picked up Jillian and came. And it was so hectic. I was so stressed all day getting it all done, but mommy has to go to a meeting. Mommy has to
But
go to work.
also you're teaching them that mommy could be a huge success
Exactly.
and be an entrepreneur and run her own business and balance everything. And
And
that's
then
something
when
they
my
don't learn in a classroom.
And when my son says, I don't want to go to soccer, I'm already good at it, is what he says to me. And I said, well, doesn't mommy go to meetings? He said, yeah. I said, don't you think mommy goes and learns more things to be more successful? And he says, yes. I said, well, that's what you need to do. You need to go to soccer practice so you can get better. Because nobody's going to be perfect at it.
And also, sometimes we go because the meeting needs us. Sometimes we go because we need a meeting, right?
You're having a
Same
great
thing
right.
with the athletics, with an athlete. Sometimes you need to be there to encourage someone else, and other times you need to be there for someone to encourage you in
Right.
something new. And I just think that that there's so much that we have to give, and so much that people have to get that isn't there in the real world for them. And we can believe in someone so far, and then they have to pick up the baton and believe in themselves. And it's there for every one of us. That's the most incredible thing, is it's there for every one of us. We're hoping to have hundreds of nationals someday. Hundreds. Why not let it be you? Why not let it be you?
Do you sit there and say never me?
No, I think I'm gonna be here.
Oh,
and
she means it.
And she
Yeah.
will. But she will. That's what I'm saying. You all have to. Some of you don't say it. Some of you just say, "I'm okay here,"
Right.
and that.
Oh God, it's like you teach your children, don't settle for mediocrity.
Right.
Go for greatness.
Right.
You wouldn't let your children speak the words that you say to yourself.
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah, and I learned from you, I think one of your best things, Sharon, is if your daughter or son came up to you and said, Mom, I want to play soccer, I want to join gymnastics,
Yeah,
you
you
wouldn't say,
suck, Julie.
oh no, you'd be horrible at it. Why do you want you
My
would encourage?
parents just told me that.
But
Now
women
you
say
know
that
what
to
you
themselves
just-
all the time. I can
Yeah.
never do what you do. I can never be what you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's baloney. And I, if anybody ever gets the opportunity to go see Tony Robbins, Unleash the Power Within You, it's a 4-day thing. Patty and I went together. Oh my God. If you thought Patty,
Ran on fire.
we were on, Patty walked across the coals. You know, like they burn these embers and then
Oh
you're
my
supposed to
God.
cross.
Yeah.
I
Literally?
knew all day I was
Yeah.
not walking the coals. So it was like lemmings, 5,000 people going outside. And I grabbed my purse and said, I'll see you in the morning. I think I was one of maybe 20.
4,000.
Well, no, I was
They
one
all
of few
went.
people that did not go. But I had said all day, just because somebody tells you to jump off a bridge doesn't mean that you jump off a bridge, you know.
But Patty did it.
But Patty did it. So
And she said, she goes, and I'm better for it.
yeah.
She says, I'm better for it. I
Did it
know I
hurt?
can do anything. She said it was amazing. Your brain
Yeah.
didn't even
No.
feel it.
Wow.
Because
What
you know,
he
when you're in
taught
that
you-
mindset, nothing can stop you. That's what it
Exactly.
is.
And
Nothing
it's
can stop
to
you.
give clarity. He did a little bit about like going into your background, how you were raised, what messages that your mom and dad and your family told you, and any limiting beliefs that you might have because of the background that you have. And also looking at the choices you made in your life and that you're really choosing your destiny. Like where you are right now is based on the choices that you've made. You know, like Nancy Joe said last